Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with insane wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I love this lame shit. How the hell am I different if we all know the same shit? I ain't never let them doubt me, it's about me. Keep my head down, let my mouth speak. They surround me, they all about the clout, see where the crowd be. Every time I speak loudly, they more about me. Man, you know I got a bounty on these lousy ass haters that surround me. Still they doubt me, they don't know nothing about me. Still their mouths free, I'ma change that soon. Better watch out now, see?
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah.
And I'm not playing any more games. Either put me on the charts or I'll put you up in flames. Better recognize art, cause I don't forget names. Should've seen me from the start, coming at you like a train. Think I'm about to fall apart every single fucking day. Seeing all these damn stars with my well-deserved fame. And I spit these gold bars while they spitting out shit. Man, I give this shit hard, but it gives me back pain. I wanna be a spectacle, they skeptical. But man, I got the chemical, exceptional. I do it all intentional, professional. So I can make that decimal incredible. I'm not thinking, man, they're saying that I've gone insane. I'm not ever gonna make it cause the game has changed. I'm not good enough, man, no that's not okay. Tell me that shit again and I'll stop the
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah.
Now wake up, you got some shit to do. It's 6 a.m, I don't care, you got some shit to prove. Cause right now, you ain't got nothing that big to lose. So get your ass to work and don't you dare hit snooze. Can't stop this, I'm obnoxious. And I'm honest and novice, with promise. Made monstrous, I'm conscious, but I'm nauseous. Think I've lost it, I've got it. Spitting all this, still I'm not it, I've got this. I will not quit, man, I'm all in. Ballin', on a budget, man, I'm stalling. Crawling, cause I'm nothing, but I'm all in. Calling, I'll be something, yeah, I'ma get it now. You can leave if you don't like it. Say it out loud, you believe it, you can bite this. Keep my head down and I keep on going timeless. Make it somehow, I believe it when I write this.
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I'm your host, AK Eagles, and this is the East Meets West, and I am joined with my boy, Philly Foothills Fuego from the West. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you joining me tonight, man. Love doing this with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. And yeah, we're back at it again. Appreciate each and every one of you. Like I always say, and I'll continue to say, you guys are the food and the water to the channels. Without you, it does not continue to survive. So if you're feeling the vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get it going, brother. Happy to be with you, as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So listen, man, it's been a few weeks since we've been live. You know, Thanksgiving and all, spending time with families. Hope everyone out there had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
You know, but let's recap the Chicago game a little bit. You know, why don't you give me your take on that game and what you saw and your takeaway from it?
I mean, we probably need to even go a little further back than that, but because I mean we haven't even done a show since before the Dallas game. So you know we can kind of recap both of them. Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I mean, obviously, we looked great in the first half against Dallas, and you know we were up 21-0 in the first half, 21-7 going into halftime. But the offense they're hitting these big potholes, bumps in the road, whatever you want to call them, and it's pretty damn frustrating as a fan. As someone who bleeds green like we do, and it's kind of head scratching too. the defense is looking like they're frustrated. They've been on the field a lot. The offense has been doing a lot of short possessions, 3 and outs. They're one of the they're like one of the NFL leaders in 3 and outs this year. I don't think they're number 1, but they're pretty close. And yeah, it's
So
it's
Big D.
What's that?
I said, what's up, Big D?
What's going on, Big D? How you doing? Thanks for checking in. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the fact that one of the kind of the glaring things for me with especially on the offensive side of the ball is that when it comes to running the ball, where's Tank been? What are we keeping the tank in the garage for? Like he had a blowout, he had a breakout game against the New York Giants, and we really haven't seen him much since then. And that's part of the head scratching for me is we're really just not utilizing our weapons to the full extent. And some of these guys aren't even getting on the field. It's I've seen the second or third string tight ends on the field more than Tank Bigsby. I know they play 2 different positions, but yeah, I'm just Nina. How you doing, Nina?
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, hon, for showing up. It's been a minute. Hope all is well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And yes, ma'am, go Birds.
Yeah, absolutely. As always, go Birds. It doesn't matter if we win, lose, or tie. I will bleed green until I die. You know what I mean? It's the love, the faith. It never fades. And I'm kind of being as a YouTuber that's getting back into it. I'm now a blogger for Philadelphia Sports Nation. You can find my articles on there. They're actually they'll be under my full name. My real name is Paul Michael K at Philadelphia Sports Nation. So guys, go check it out. I got another article coming out tomorrow, and it'll be every Saturday actually when
Congrats
I drop an article at least once a week. Yep.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it very much. So, yeah.
Big D, we will get to this here in a little bit, bud. Like you said, we're just doing a quick recap of the last 2 games, real quick, and then we're gonna get down to this offense and talking about it, bud. But definitely want to hear everybody's takes on this. Like I was telling him in the back, I'm pretty sure that. There's going to be a lot of people who probably disagree with my take, and I'm okay with that. I speak from the heart and I see things differently than most. But yeah, I'm interested to see what everybody thinks because I don't think they expect it. So
yeah. So I mean, in the Dallas game, the way they came back, they definitely took advantage of, Blankenship going out. Adoree Jackson got banged up in that game as well, and Pickens, I got to give it up to Pickens. He had a great game. It's frustrating to see him not play. It looked like he not even want to play against the Lions last night, but I mean, he looked like he was all world against us. So, it's our defense, I thought, played pretty damn good in the Dallas game. Not so much in the Chicago game, especially the run defense. But that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. I think the defense is just kind of they're frustrated, they're tired. We've had some injuries on defense, and we're going to get into that even more too tonight because we have some other things to talk about in that regards. But yeah, I mean, the Eagles defense absolutely got gashed on the ground against Chicago. Those two running backs, they made our defense look pretty damn bad, especially the run defense. And I mean, we definitely had our opportunities in both games. We really did. Turnovers hurt us in both games. That's really been out of character for this team. We protected the ball very well. Saquon caught that pass as we were driving against Dallas, fumbles the ball. That killed a scoring opportunity where we at least would have got 3 points. I believe Jake Elliott missed a field goal in both games, at least one in each game. That's missing points right there as well. And for some reason, I don't know why still, but in that Dallas game, Xavier Gibson decided to take return that punt from the 1 yard line. I mean, just let that go into the end zone. I know you're fast. I know you're trying to make a play, but that was really a kind of a boneheaded move, in my opinion, on his part. And again, it resulted in a turnover. Jalen Hurts just hasn't looked that great these last couple weeks. I mean, even against even though in those couple wins that we had before the 2 losses, he hasn't looked great. But those weather obviously was a factor in those games as well. But I mean, just against Chicago, we had our opportunities, but Jalen threw an interception into double coverage, and then like we all know, he fumbled on the tush push, or I should say the brotherly shove. We don't call it that on this show. I forgot. But yeah, I mean, as stagnant as the offense has been, and as much as the defense has really tried to hold the water for the boat not sinking, we had our opportunities in both games. We just, we just weren't able to get it done. But we lived to fight another day, and yeah.
Oh, I think he froze. Hold on.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely in the comments. But AK, what's your take on the last 2 games?
I like how you said it. Philadelphia should be happy to have a fan as optimist as you, and so positive. Me, not so much. I have plenty of hate right now towards some people, and when I mean it, it's because of stupid nonsense bullshit. That this team probably doesn't need or shouldn't even have, but because of certain inadequacies, we have those issues. I thought the way you did when we first started out against Dallas, I was like, damn, now that looks like the Eagles of old, because it was 3 solid drives, and they scored and went up 21-zip. Defense playing good, everything was great, right? And then they scored, got their 7, and then next thing you know, second half started and not a single point. And then you went, I think it was 7 quarters with just 3 points. Pretty damn frustrating. Yeah, it just died. And then in the Bears game, it got worse. Mm-hmm. It got even worse. And I don't like being talked to like I'm stupid. I don't like being talked to like I'm being portrayed as an idiot. None of us who are Eagle fans are stupid. We know this team like the back of our hand. We pay attention to it so much. We know our players like we know our kids. We can sit here and ramble them off just one after another. We know who our players are, and even our backups. It is what we do. And when you sit there and you tell us that there's no problems or this and that, and you blatantly lie to my face, I hate being talked to like I'm stupid, because I'm not. Neither are you. Neither is anybody in this chat. We know our team and we know something's wrong. So don't sit there and tell me something's not wrong. You know, I told you 2 weeks ago, it takes a collective unit to suck. It obviously isn't one individual. You're not going to sit here and point at one individual, because all of these guys have to suck for what is going on to go on. You know,
Absolutely.
it does start with KP and his inexperience at OC and his inability to adapt quickly to play calling, on offense. A lack of adjustments, lack of motion, lack of everything. Anything you want, it's lacking. Well, creativity, confidence,
Mm-hmm.
I listen, for anyone out there who thinks that this week it's going to get better, I hate to tell y'all it's not. If it was going to get better, it would have gotten better week 6, week 7, week 5, like it did last year with an experienced OC. You know what I'm saying? We started out a little off with Kellen, and everyone, was giving him a little shit, and then things kicked in, and look what happened. This is complete opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
Complete opposite. It's the same shit every time. It's like you might as well just go and bang your head against a brick wall. You're not learning anything. You're not adapting. You're not doing nothing. You're just running into the ground, and you're wasting my talent. You're wasting my time. You're getting us knocked off, television, in prime slots because they don't want to play you because it just looks that bad. Like, here's the thing, man. Hold on. No, and you're not wrong. Listen, I was one of the very first ones to give Howie shit before the season even started, because when you go there in the off season and you make the statement that you make about running it back publicly, out there at the parade, and you tell Kellen Moore to stay because you want to run it back, and then you make the moves that you made this off season, it doesn't add up. The moves that Howie made this offseason, the people that he might have or should have probably signed for depth for situations like we're having right now, or just in general to keep a little bit of similarity to what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
then he should have done that. But most of the moves Howie made, other than Campbell in the draft, it didn't scream Super Bowl contender. It didn't scream I'm trying to repeat. And whenever you promoted KP with no experience at all, with an offense that is coming off of a Super Bowl, that doesn't scream I'm trying to repeat. Because you don't hand the keys of a Ferrari or a supercar to a guy that is on a rookie license. You just don't do that. I'm not going to go and put my 16-year-old kid in a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to do that. And that's what he did. Does not scream Super Bowl aspirations to me. Now, the only thing, when I looked at that situation, I looked at it and I said, well, he has been here for a while. The only thing that I can hope at that time was that he was smart enough to learn from Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore. And he was obviously there and he saw the mistakes Brian Johnson made. So he should have learned from those. So all in all, he should have been able to take the positives and the negatives that he's seen in the 4 years being here, and at least maybe possibly be a decent OC. But instead, the dude fucking is dog water, dude. He's trash. Garbage.
Dirty dog water.
Like, just straight fucking trash, dude.
Basura.
And I don't get how somebody can be around coordinators and never fucking learn a single thing. A single thing. And you want to sit here and expect this man to change in week 12 and turn this team completely around? No. First and foremost, there's a lot going to change. I won't keep going, dude. I can be here for an hour preaching about this. I'm very pissed. We'll pause there for a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you got any questions?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, absolutely, and for the most part, you know, there's a couple problems that we're seeing along the way here, and problem one with Nick Sirianni again promoting from within is that Nick Sirianni doesn't have play calling experience. Well, he doesn't have any confidence in himself in play calling, right? Because he said before that he's not going to take over the play calling, and that's problem number one. Because if you are not confident and if you are not at a level to where you can recognize good play calling and bad play calling, then you probably shouldn't even be promoting. You probably shouldn't even be promoting at all, like anybody, especially your friend. That's problem number two, is that you're crossing that line from keeping it business into personal relationships, and that's a reason why I guarantee you, if they weren't friends, Kevin Patullo, well, for one, he probably never would have got promoted to OC. And for two, his ass would have been fired a long time ago. Because you and I, if we were a manager of an above average crew, say in a workplace or a warehouse, whatever, in a job, period, right? If we continue to fail over and over and over again with, like I said, an above average crew who has already shown that they can reach the mountaintop, we would have been fired a long time ago. Our ass would have been given our walking papers weeks ago. Like, it would have been no questions asked. You'd have been like, "See you later. Thank you for your efforts, but we're gonna go in a different direction." And that's just that's a problem that's probably more than likely going to sink this team. You know, like you said, I am optimistic more than you are. And I'm hoping that we can find a way to win against the Chargers, but it's not looking good in Philadelphia right now. The Lions helped us out last night by beating Dallas, making them 6-1. So pretty much because the NFC is, especially the North and the West, with the Rams, the Seahawks, the Niners, the Bears, the Packers, and the Lions, there's probably no way in hell that Dallas is going to make a wild card spot now. So they're going to need us to fold and to somehow win the NFC East to make the playoffs. And even then, because they can't, their offense looks like completely different on the road compared to at home. They look like they're Super Bowl contenders at home, but they can't beat any decent teams on the road. Their road wins have been like against the Jets and I think maybe a couple other bad teams, but they can't beat any teams that they should be beating or that they need to be beating to make the playoffs. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the stretch, because they obviously lost last night and they lost pretty bad. I mean, the game was a lot closer at one point than it looked at the end. But if like you said earlier, watching this offense right now for the Philadelphia Eagles is kind of like watching a child bash their head up against the wall over and over and over again. Especially when we keep trying to run it up the middle, when our interior offensive line is not playing very well. We've had some injuries in there, and Tyler Steen hasn't played great in the replace of Mekhi Becton, but it's just kind of crazy to see the drop off of this offensive line and Saquon Barkley this year. It really, really is, and I think that more than likely, I think we're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think that we're going on any kind of deep run. I really don't.
Here's the thing, man. As much as I want to put this on Howie, and I do a little bit, how he's able to just be mediocre once in a blue moon. He's had 3 really good years, 3 really good drafts. He's had some really good off seasons and regular seasons. It's okay to have a mediocre draft, a mediocre off season. Plus, our money was tight this off season, and I understand that. So he was handcuffed to a certain point. Now, I do believe handing Saquon Barkley a $20 million extension right there that offseason really hurt him and us as a team, because that money could have been used to keep Becton or keep, some maybe 1 or 2 key pieces for the depth part. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be O lineman or Slay or CJGJ. So you could have easily given him that extension or that bonus this offseason coming up. You didn't have to do it last season, with money being so tight. But hey, he did it. And that's what I'm saying. There were certain things that I feel he did that he probably, now looking back, was like, man, if I just waited just here to do this, to do that, Hey, but listen, that's the one thing good about Howie is he sees his mistakes, and he usually, 1, never will make them again, and 2, he corrects them the following season. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to be blunt with you guys, and you can hate me for saying it. You can say whatever you want. If this shit goes south, I'm telling you right now, we lose to the Chargers and nothing changes. We end up losing to the Bills, which the way this is going, unless you got a genie in your back pocket, we're losing to the Bills. I want Nick gone. And I will tell you why. Not only, 1, we fired Doug Peterson for less. Just straight up honesty. Mm-hmm. You can hate me for saying it if you want, but we did. Doug Peterson lost the locker room 1 year after he won a Super Bowl, and 3 years later, mm-hmm. and he did the thing with Jalen Hurts at the end of the year, and it lost him his job. And at least DP
could call plays, At least he could call plays.
I'm getting there. And that's the thing. Doug Peterson, not only was he a culture setter, and could he build one hell of a locker room with confidence and culture, but he called his own plays. I heard somebody say earlier today that they were very surprised that Brian Bieniemy, the old OC for the Kansas City Chiefs back in the day, mm-hmm. didn't get a job. No, I understand why. Everybody knows that is Andy Reid and Andy Reid's system. Yeah, Brian had the title of OC, but it was a title and just a title. That was Andy Reid calling. Andy Reid had the play sheet. Andy Reid called the plays. Brian might have been OC, but he was not the reason for their success. Andy is. Doug Peterson had our play sheet. He called our plays when he was here. He went, and that's the thing, and that's where I respect Doug a little more too. This year, with how everything is going, where, you know, you sit there and you build this team up, you win a Super Bowl with them, you go through the thing with Brian Johnson, and that thing went totally south, and all that stuff. Well, you sit there, and this year's it's going off the rails, and you get asked the question, will you take over? The dude was genuinely scared to answer that question. He didn't want to do it, and he specifically said, no, I'm not doing it. You could see the fear in his face when he was asked that question, because one, he's been there. His rookie season here, he called our plays. And in 2023, that was his system with Brian Johnson. And, you know, Steichen and Moore were the only two successful ones, and they both end up in the Super Bowls. And now this year, you know, you go in with KP and straight down the tube. So here's my thing. I'm tired of giving Nick Sirianni a win percentage. I give you a win percentage for your rookie season, 2023, and this season. Even though KP is the OC, this is all you, dog. 2023 was all him. This is his shit, okay? And when you sit there and you see how bad this team is, I don't respect him because, dog, take the play calls away from KP and go down with your own ship. If you're going to lose your job, are you going to lose it because KP makes you lose it? Or are you going to lose it because you did it, you took over, and you tried your damnedest to turn the ship around as a play call? Philly, you know what I'm talking about here, man. If you are the head coach of a football team, are you going to let another man sink you, or are you going to do it yourself? I'm going to do it myself. By golly, if he's already doing piss poor, I'm going to do what I can. And if I fail, I fail. But God damn it, I'm going to be the one to do it. And he's not even having the balls to do that. One, you sit here and you give the man credit for other men's success in Steichen and Moore, and you give him all this praise when we all know damn well that that was not fucking him. That was not Nick at all. Those Super Bowls are not on him. Yes, he is a head coach. He is a glorified cheerleader. He keeps the fucking outside noise out of our locker room. He makes sure that all our players are connected. He is a glorified speech giver. Well, guess what? You can't keep the outside noise out of the locker room anymore. You got my star wide receiver pissed off. You got my star quarterback pissed off. You can't keep the outside noise out. Why the fuck is he here then? Because you can't call plays. You can't do anything. Everything that he was here for, he cannot do. Therefore, let him go. I would rather bring someone in who can call fucking plays and die on their own dignity rather than sit here with this fucking asshole and give him all the credit in the world for other men's success. Fuck that shit. I'm done, bro. Let him fucking fail. Move on from both of them. Keep Jalen, ship AJ out, get the drama gone, reset there a little bit, and fucking bring in a new OC, whoever the fuck that may be, whether it's from college or an experienced one, but bring someone in with their own shit, not someone else's. I want, if you are the head coach and you are a defensive head coach, you run defense. If you are offense, you run offense. The only thing you should have is vice versa from you, because that way, whenever something goes bad, my finger's only getting pointed to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this. Oh, it's Kellen. Oh, it's Nick. Oh, it's KP, or it's Nick. No, I want someone where I can say, no, dog, you're the reason why. He gets to hide behind KP because everybody's looking at KP and all his mistakes whenever Nick ain't doing nothing to fucking correct them either. And that is bullshit. That's not a head coach, dog. You got to be able to galvanize these men and galvanize this team and bring them back. And, bro, from what I can see is you have no fucking balls. And you lost this locker room again. Not once in 2023, but now twice. If Doug Peterson can lose his job in one season of losing a locker room, fuck you, man. I'm shipping this guy going for losing it twice. And that's just my little speech about that one.
Well, I mean, you bring up some good. You kind of you're speaking from the heart, and I appreciate that. I really really do, and I agree with you to an extent. You know, your rant right just now reminded me of a scenario that just happened to me recently, and it was the vice president of my company came to me and he said, "Do you think Nick Sirianni is a good head coach?" And I said, I kind of, I went, "Yeah, that's questionable." And he's like, "Well, but he's been to 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, he lost the first one, but he won last year. And he outcoached Andy Reid." And I said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
No, he didn't. No, he
I
didn't.
said, "Kellen Moore outcoached Steve Spagnuolo, and
Yes,
Vic Fangio outcoached Matt Nagy, but don't
yes.
get it twisted. Nick Sirianni did not outcoach Andy Reid.
He did not coach anyone. He
No,
was a
he
great water
absolutely
boy.
did.
He was a great towel boy,
And like
but
you
that's
said,
it.
he's a glorified cheerleader. He's screaming, running down the sidelines, things like that. Like he's a fan on the sideline, and he might as well be holding some popcorn and one of those foam #1 fingers. It's just, and that's the thing is that Nick is now walking. I'm sure he should, if he's not an idiot, which I don't think he is. He's not the smartest guy in the world, but I don't think he's an idiot. He should feel the heat starting to rise up from his seat, because if he's not careful, like you said, Doug Peterson lost the locker room in 1 year. He was gone, and that was after he won the very first Super Bowl in Philadelphia. And Nick, if he's not careful, if he can't swallow that pride, that Italian pride, and fire his friend, which he shouldn't even look at it like that, because it's business. The NFL is a fucking business at the end of the day. Anybody's tradable. It's a business. You got to do what's best for your business. And if Nick's not careful, this offseason, his head could be lying in that unemployment line right next to Patullo's. It really
Listen,
can.
man, this is what I propose. Okay, when's the bill? When do we play the Bills? Is it right after this week?
No, it's in 3 weeks, because we have the Raiders after the Chargers.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You lose to the Chargers, I'm pissed. And odds are you're probably losing to the Chargers because they have a really good fucking defense. Their offense looked really good last week. Our defense is bang the hell. Our offense can't move the fucking ball. Khalil Mack is a monster. Like I'm just saying, dude, it's going to be a very bad game for us with how mediocre this offense is. Okay, and then I'm telling you right now, you lose to the fucking Raiders, you better fire Nick right there on the spot. And this is what I am doing. I am making Vic Fangio my interim head coach. And then at the end of the year, if he wants it, I'm giving Vic the team for now, for at least the year. Because here's the thing. The one thing I can say about Nick is these guys respond to Nick defensively. He's a great motivator of men. He does not bullshit you in his pressers. That is one thing I love about Vic too. He does not bullshit you. He won't be bullshitted by these players. He won't get walked on like Nick is getting walked on.
Right.
I'd let Vic finish out his tenure because he's going to retire in a few years, I assume. I mean, that was his plan when he came here because he lives here, was to retire here in Philly. So let him do another year or two or whatever. Get somebody in the meantime in here to run his offense, and let him do what he does. I'm just saying, bro, that is my best alternative, because once you come out here and you lose to the Raiders, all bets are off. I don't give a fuck that you're coming off of a Super Bowl win. You just lost to the fucking Raiders, who fired Chip Kelly 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The gloves are off, dog. He is gone. In my opinion, already, he should be gone. You came out here with a team like this, with a fucking Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, Smitty, AJ, fucking even Dotson, Barkley, Tank. Fucking, are you fucking shitting me, dog? And this is what we get. This is it. This is all you can do. Bro, I am ranked 39th in the world in Madden. Hand me the keys to this Ferrari. I'll at least get you fucking points. You know what I'm saying? I
Are you
will
really
come
ranked
in with
that
a
high in the
Madden
world?
playbook and still do good. This is fucking
39th
bullshit.
in the world?
39th
Seriously?
in the world. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Damn.
I got people that will tell you, and to prove it, I got pictures to prove that I am from Madden, the
Okay.
rank. Yes, all of
I
it. Yeah.
believe you.
No, and I'm telling you, bro, right now, I will bring in a Madden playbook and make that shit work better than what KP has done. I'm not even playing, bro. You run to pass, you pass to run. It's very fucking simple. It's not complex. You know, you take advantage of your fucking seams, you take advantage of your out routes, your drag routes, your fucking comebacks. Like, dude, come on, man. You know, it's too simple and they're making it too hard. And that's why I said you can't have either of these guys here next year. If this falls off the rails, they're already gone in my mind, bro. I'm just waiting for y'all to catch up. I'm not even playing, bro. I wasn't even mad last week when we lost to Chicago. I wasn't even mad. I started laughing. I told Forrest the night before the Chicago game, I said, put all your money against my team. He said, what? I said, put all your money against my team. He said, why would I do that? And I said, because I don't care that we only got 3 losses and 8 wins. I said, listen, man. I said, I am 40 years old. I have been watching football a long time. Since Reggie White. I have seen Eagle teams come. I have seen evil teams go. I know good teams. I know bad teams. And I know dysfunctional teams. And this is a dysfunctional team. Whether you want to believe it or not, this team has already lost and y'all just don't know it yet. I get you guys want to be positive and people want to sit there and fucking say, oh, you're just a negative bandwagon fan. Bro, I am the least bandwagon fan you've ever met. Nobody would drive 14,000 miles to go to a fucking Green Bay Packer game and sit in 10-degree weather to watch my Eagles barely beat them. I'm telling you right now, I'm just a realist. I would love to sit here and tell you guys this team is going to be unstoppable. This team is going to go into the playoffs and run roughshod straight through these dudes. Fisticuffs. BTA. But that's not who they are, especially not physically or mentally. They have not shown me their desire to win. They have not shown me their desire to do anything offensively. They have no will. They have no conviction. They don't even believe in what they're doing. You can tell when they're out there playing on offense, they don't believe in the scheme that they're running. I mean, dude, you got to know this. Everyone's got to see it. I'm not being negative. I'm just being real. This is a 180 team from last year, and it's the same fucking team. Put that into perspective. This is the same offense from last year, guys. Exact same offense.
The same personnel for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the same offense, dude. That's
Not the same
all
play
you
calling,
need
for
to
sure.
know, bro. That is all you need to know. You're talking about a 2,000-yard runner, 2,000-yard receivers. You know what I mean? Dude, you just face it, man.
No, and you're right. We have way too much money invested in our offense. We really, really do. And if you or I had millions of dollars invested in something, we would damn sure or how should I say this? We would make damn sure that the person who was taking care of our money and investing it knew what the fuck they were doing, right? Kevin Patullo obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He really doesn't. And, it's time for Howie to step in and be like, Nick, you know what? If you want to keep your job, you got to fire him. If not, you're gone after this year. As a matter of fact, you might be gone during this year.
Listen.
Because like you said, Fangio could take over, and we have somebody we have somebody on the quarterback coach, Scott Loeffler. He has head coaching experience and he's got a shit ton of offensive coordinating experience. Yes, it was in college, but I think he's still got a pretty good relationship with Jalen
More
right
than
now.
what KP had.
Exactly. Way more than KP had. So we have somebody in-house right now who could take over play calling. So it's time for Howie to step in because that all that money that he has invested into this offense is being wasted away. It really is.
Here's the thing too, man. And this is the only thing that makes me sleep good at night. Okay. We sit here as fans and we're sitting up here and we're bitching about this and we're bitching about it in the chat. You got media people talking about it. Bro, listen. Nobody knows what is going on in that locker room but what they want you to know. But I will tell you this, Howie knows a lot more than we do. I promise you. You can't fart in that building without Howie knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows everything. If AJ is an issue, Howie will rectify that issue. He has proven that he takes no bullshit. See, this is the thing, and this is what I want people to understand. This is the only name that matters right here. Eagles. Okay? I don't care about names on the back of the jersey. If he decides to get rid of Jalen Hurts, I ride with my Eagles. If he decides to get rid of A.J. Brown, I ride with my Eagles. I have watched this man get rid of our franchise quarterback and our first ever Super Bowl winning head coach. And we all fucking hit the panic button. What the fuck is this man doing? Get rid of him now, blah, blah, blah. He turned around and he won us a Super Bowl again. And he got the 2 and 3 years again. And he did it with a second round fucking quarterback. Not even a first. I'm not worried about Howie retooling a team. Okay, and whether that's AJ, whether that's Hurts, whether that's Nick and KP, whoever the fuck it is, trust me, Howie was on this shit 3 months ago. He knows who's being the dysfunctional one in that locker room. He knows if KP is going already. He knows if Nick is gone already. He's already made his decisions. You can't sit there and suck as bad as they've sucked for the last 5 weeks. Dude, Howie's been thinking about this shit. There's never a day he don't wake up, he doesn't think about it. And I'm telling you right now, it's probably killing him inside because it's taking everything possibly in his power not to fire these guys now. It's doing everything in his power to keep giving them chances every week. I guarantee you Howie's sitting there just turning around this week so we can just forget about this. I guarantee you he's saying that, dude. Howie's not a dick. What you want to believe, of the contrary from what we've heard in the past, he might have his disputes with players. But even Lane said, I love him. Howie's never done me wrong. All I've ever heard my players do is praise the man. He cares about the players who want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I know
there's somebody that knows Howie Roseman very well. It's Lane Johnson. He's been there for years now.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
And if he was a dick, Fletch would have left. Lane would have left. All these guys that we cherish would have left. BG would have left. They wouldn't want to be.
He wouldn't have came out of retirement either. Yeah, exactly.
So all I'm saying, man, is I trust him. He might have had a rough few years there from 15 to 19. I will say, he was locked in a closet too fucking long. I'm telling you, bro. He got Stockholm syndrome. I'm not even playing. Dude lost his marbles for a little bit. That must have been a really small fucking closet, But he's back and he's doing good, I feel his ego kind of got a little bit ahead of him. Just a little tiny bit, this off season. Because listen, I will say this. He has turned a lot of New York trash into treasures over the last few years. He really has. And when you take people who everyone said was trash and you turn them into treasures, you can start kind of, get a little cocky. I think he felt he could do it again with a little less, it's fine. Another lesson learned. He knows now he can't do this shit. And from now on, like you said, don't fucking promote from inside anymore. Dude, I swear to God, I never want to promote from inside our facility ever again. From now on, always bring an OC in from outside. I don't give a fuck who it is, bro. Like every time we've done it, it has been nothing but turmoil for this team. You know what I mean? Sorry, that was a long fucking rant too. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm sure Howie is in Vic's ear a little bit right now too about not playing Jahad Campbell, especially against Chicago. He didn't play one fucking defensive snap against Chicago. We were getting gashed in the versus the run, and so you need a healthy rotation at linebacker. It's like I understand that since the Kobe Dean's back, Jahan got sent to the bench for the most part, but when your defense is on the field, as much as our defense has been on the field, you got to rotate your players. You got to keep some fresh legs in there. And, you're seeing it now. Bond's banged up. Jalen Phillips is banged up. Jalen Carter, Makuba's out probably for the rest of the year. That's another thing, too. Eagles fans, Jalen Carter did not have surgery. The reason I tell you that is because I know for a fact, I know doctors. I've had shoulder surgery myself. You would never, ever, ever have bilateral, which meaning both shoulders operated on at the same time. They never do that. What he had
it was more of like a clean out
than
surgery?
What it was is called the PRP injection, and that stands for platelet-rich plasma. What that does is that speeds up healing, and it also is a pain reducer as well. That's more than likely from what I've heard. I've heard multiple doctors talk about this, especially in regards to Jalen Carter. They said it's a PRP, so that's platelet-rich plasma injections into both shoulders, and yeah, I mean,
so is that kind of more a rotator cuff thing?
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't know exactly, to be honest with you, but I think that he probably is gonna maybe need some minor surgery in the offseason, at least maybe on one of his shoulders, because I know from what I've heard too, one of them's worse than the other. But I mean, his key move is that swim move, right? So his shoulders are constantly getting worked, and you got to have that strength to fight off blocks and things like that too. So, he's looking to be only out for. They're not going to put him on short-term IR. There's a reason why, because he's probably going to be back, probably for the Buffalo game, if depending on how we do in these next couple games. I mean, if like you were talking earlier, if we lose to the Raiders, I mean, this season's fucking over. I know you already think it's over, but that's going to be the nail in the fucking coffin, because the Raiders are one of the worst teams. Like you said, they fired their offensive coordinator already. Their head coach is older than dirt. His time has passed, and I mean, hell, the Denver Broncos barely beat the Raiders by 3, but they still beat them. It's just kind of, it's teams you should beat, you better beat, or the sky is really going to start. I mean, hell,
do you remember when we lost to the Giants the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Here is my logic. You ready? Follow the bouncing ball. It's
Mhm.
fun.
Okay.
The Giants the week before lost to the Saints.
Yep. Got
The
blown out
Giants
by the
come
Saints.
into us. We go into the Giants. We lose to the Giants. So theoretically, that means we are worse than the fucking Saints, is it not? I follow the bouncing ball. The Saints beat the
I see
Giants.
where
The
you're
Giants
going.
beat us. Therefore, we're worse than the Saints. Theoretically,
Yeah. I mean,
at that time, when that
yeah.
all happened, is
Yeah. I mean, we should have beat Denver. We blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. Denver blew out Dallas by like 4 points or some shit. So, I mean, you could look
You
at
get
that
what
a
I'm
lot of
getting at
different
here?
angles, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
get what
do.
I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also I mean, Denver came back on us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We lost.
Yeah.
New York caught us on a short week.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a trap game. We lost. Dallas, but we turned it around a little bit. Bounced back with a couple wins out of that. And then Dallas came back on us. And then Chicago caught us on a short week. And
Bro,
look what happens, right?
they didn't catch us. They destroyed us. Bro,
No, they did.
okay, first and foremost, follow this bouncing ball. You ready for this one, all right? 2022. Who was our halfback?
DeAndre Swift.
We traded him. Why? Because he didn't have enough juice to do our offense. He wasn't part of our scheme. He didn't work that well. So we trade for Saquon Barkley. Saquon comes out, has a 2,000-yard year, wins a Super Bowl. He comes in. Dude, he just broke 200 fucking yards on our defense last week.
Yeah.
Okay? There was nothing wrong with DeAndre Swift. We just have a habit of using halfbacks fucking wrong. I mean, holy shit.
Wait. DeAndre Swift was on our team in 2023, right? Because we still had Miles Sanders in 2022.
Yeah, sorry. It was 2023. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. My bad. I'm a year. But it was 2023. And then we drop him because he didn't have enough of oomph. Yep. He wasn't that guy. And dude, he's on pace to have like 1,800 yards this year. And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, and it's no knock on Saquon. I'm not doing that shit. I'm just trying to put pictures and perspectives there to help people realize that it is not players. It isn't, because Swift has proven in Detroit that he can handle it, and he's proven in Chicago he can handle it. And hell, in a way, he proved it here. Like, he had some really nice plays for us. You know what I mean? He did.
Yeah, that backup running back for Chicago is a beast. That guy runs
very good.
Hard.
Very good.
He runs very hard.
No, they have a very, very good thing going in Chicago. You know, I will say this. Caleb Williams so far this season has made me put my foot in my mouth, because I really was tough on the kid coming out of college. I didn't think he had what it took, but so far this year he's proving me wrong, you know, and I'm willing to say that. But, you know, I'm just saying, man, it isn't, as much as I want to put it on KP and Nick. Listen, Dallas Goedert is your only fucking positive in this whole entire offense. Literally. Your 30-year-old tight end that you were trying to trade away is your only positive in this offense. Dallas Goedert is having a fantastic year. You know, he really is.
Yep.
And I will say this, man. I don't want to lose Jalen as my quarterback. I do love the kid like a lot of people. Now, like I said, I'm not going to shed a tear if we do, but I don't want him to go anywhere. I will say, though, that there is kind of a blessing that we got KP. And the reason that I say that is because even though our offense has been really shitty this year, the one thing that KP's positive came out of all this is that I've actually been able to see, identify, and locate my quarterback's weaknesses. Like, I'm not even playing, dude. His
What's that?
offense has
Having a
been that
shitty
bad.
offensive coordinator.
His offensive coordinating has been that bad that I
Yeah.
have been able to come to a conclusion that my theories about my quarterback aren't as far-fetched as what I thought they were. There are limitations to Jalen's game that hurts this offense. But as long as you can keep the kid from playing through those limitations, he'll win you as many games as you want. But right now, you're not doing anything to hide those limitations. You're not doing, you know what I'm saying, man. I love him to death, but I will tell
Yeah,
you
it's
this
like
right
that.
now: his deep ball, very whack right now. A lot of my fucking wide receivers have to stop and come back to it. Like, dude, there has been a lot of suspect throws this year by Jalen. Now, whether or not that's him taking the game serious this offseason, maybe spent more time with Michael Jordan than he should have, and maybe more time practicing. I don't know what's going on. The system, all of it together, everything combined. But he has been making some suspect plays this year, a lot. And I'm glad, though. I'm glad to see it, because here's the thing. Now that I see it, and now that some of you other people should see it, I expect the kid to work on it and get better so those weaknesses kind of go away a little bit, or they're not there as much. But that is the only positive I can take away from KP being here. But it's also ugly too, because now other people see his weaknesses and they're able to scheme for them and make him do those tendencies, which makes it a little harder for him, because if you find out he's weak doing this and you can make him do that, and you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
I
hard,
mean,
man.
it
It's
is,
hard.
and
And he
but
doesn't use his dump off. Like, what the fuck, dude? In the Bears game, I don't know if it was Saquon or Tank standing there, right at 5 yards from him, like right at the hash, and he never took his dump off. He just stood there for 5 seconds over, and then he finally threw it to him. Well, the defender already dropped down by then and fucking tackled him, right? No gain. Remember that play? Dude, the
yeah,
halfback was standing there ass naked for like 3 seconds. No one around him, and he never threw it. Like, dude, just be fucking smart with your plays, dude. If nothing's there, stop holding the fucking ball. He holds the ball way too long. Way too long. He holds the ball average like 5-6 seconds in that pocket. Granted, that should tell you how good the O-line is in pass protection. If my quarterback can hold the ball for 6 fucking seconds, then they're not doing that bad at pass blocking. It might be shitty at run blocking, but they're really good at pass blocking. But the fact is, Jalen, use your fucking dump-offs, dog. Start letting your players work for you. You don't need 40 yards every motherfucking play. Throw a 5-yard slant and let AJ and Smitty go 40. That's what we pay them for. That is what the $100 million is for. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. And I think that at times Jalen needs to. I know you just said that he holds the ball at times too long, but there's times I think where KP is in his ear saying, "Go with the first read and get the ball out quick," just like he did against Chicago when he missed that wide open throw to Smitty, who would have been a touchdown. But he also had Dallas Goedert down the seam in the middle of the field, and he didn't even look that.
That's what I'm
And he didn't even need
saying.
to get the ball out that quickly. Like, if he would have, that's the thing too. If Jalen needs to kind of, I know what KP is trying is in his ear, but Jalen needs to trust his offensive line a little bit more, and go through more than the first read, because like you said, he's just, I don't know. It's more than just his deep ball right now. Jalen looks Jalen looks shook. And somebody recently asked me too. They said, "Is Kevin Patullo gonna break Jalen Hurts?" And I said, "No, he's not. Jalen is way too strong mentally to let an offensive coordinator break him. As bad, even as if this season goes down the drain, Jalen's just going to be like, you know what? Let's go. Let's a new season in next year, and we're right back at it again."
I'm glad you
Jalen's
said
a
that.
competitor.
I'm glad you said that, though, because this is something I do want people to understand, though. KP can break him to the point where he washes his hand of us. And this is what I'm talking about. People have sat here this season, which, by the way, this will be the first time I ever say this. Fucking stupid idiots who want to put Tanner McKee in over Jalen Hurts. Like, that's going to get you fucking anywhere. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. If Jalen Hurts can't win you football games, Tanner fucking McKee is not going to do it. I'm sorry. He's just not that guy. All right? But anyway, I'm not saying the kid's terrible, but he's fuck.
You're not going to bench a Super Bowl MVP.
That's
You're
fucking
just not
dumb.
going to do that.
That's dumb. Okay,
right.
So let's just get that out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
All right. But I will say this: he does deserve the criticism where it's due, because I have sat here a long time. We all have, and we heard all the bullshit that Carson Wentz put us through each and every week with all the fucking excuses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say up until this year is Jalen didn't beat around the fucking bush. He low-key gave it to you, and he gave it to you straight. This year, I really felt like there was a lot of circle talking with him. And even Nick, they both were kind of replicating the same speech. We just didn't have it this week. We got to be better. We just didn't have it this week. We got to be better. Motherfucker, no shit. All right? Like, no fucking shit, you got to be better. Fucking Ray Charles can see you got to be better, motherfucker. Are you serious right now? Like, I'm telling you, man. I do love this team, and I really do want to believe. Everything inside of me does. But they have pushed me to a point where now they have to start showing me they want it. Us as fans already know we want it. We want to go back. We want to repeat. We have shown that each and every week. Every week we go to fucking games. Every week we sell out the stadiums, whether it's home or away. We have shown day in and day out that we want it as fans. We support you through your highs and we support you through your lows. But now you have to prove to us that you want it. And until you do, I'm not supporting it. I will cheer for them. But in my mind, you lost already this Monday. That's all I have to expect, is that this offense is going to come out, fall flat on their fucking face, and I'm just going to be miserable again when I wake up on Tuesday. Now, say they come out and they fucking miraculously win. And they win by 3 points or 7 points. I'm going to tell you this. I will be still pissed, because no matter that they won, but how you won. If you come out and you fucking smack them in the mouth and you kick their ass up and down this field, we might be talking different next weekend. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that drive, I see that motivation, I see that resilience and that eager again. But if I see the team that fucking showed up against Chicago this weekend, it's over. It's over. For me, it's already over, but mentally, it will literally be fucking over.
Yeah. I know what you
I'm
mean.
I'm not going to support a team who doesn't want it. I'm not.
It's
And
all
right now, these guys have shown me nothing that
yeah,
they want it. My defense wants it when
right.
they all are healthy and can
Well,
stay
that's the
out
thing
there,
too,
you
right?
know. But my
Is
offense, bro, they don't give two shits about anything right now at all. And they're hurting my defense.
that's the thing is that it's the offense. It's going to come down to the offense and their production because the defense feeds off the offense. The offense is like protein for the defense. When the offense doesn't eat, the defense is going to starve too. They really, really are, and they feed off the energy of the offense, and you've seen it when the offense struggles, the defense struggles usually, not always, but I think that when the defense sees the offense go 3-and-out over and over and over again and not score points for multiple quarters at a time, that gets very, very frustrating. That gets very, very irritating,
Yeah.
and they may be professional athletes, but they're still humans just like you and I, and just like everybody in the chat. Unless there's some bots in the chat, but I don't think there is. But you know what I mean, right?
That's actually, thank you. You brought that all back around because I went on that tangent. So here's the thing, and this is something I want them to realize. Fans, everyone, even our fucking media, because in all honesty, our media is fucking so bad. So bad. I'm not even going to get
Yeah.
started on them. Dude, I would pull all their credentials. I would love if all my players just came in and just pulled the fucking Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Speaking of
I'm
the
serious,
media,
bro. Like,
speaking
don't
of the
even talk.
media,
They spend so much shit. But here is my thing though.
stop
I
comparing
made the
Carson
comment
Wentz.
one time that if you sit here and you bash these boys and you put them down week in and week out, they'll leave. And they're like, no, they want their money. Okay, first and foremost, and this is just me speaking personally. And this you can compare this to real life, and you can compare this to these guys here. When somebody sits there and puts me down week in and week out, I'm not going to give you my 100% effort. I'm not going to give you my body. I'm not going to give you my time. I'm not going to give you anything because you treat me like shit. So why do I want to do anything for you? And somebody made the comment, well, they want their money. AJ's already got his 100 million. Jalen Hurts already got his contract money. Yeah, he makes his game checks and stuff, but his signing bonus, all that guaranteed money, he already got that. It's money is no object to these boys because here's the thing. AJ can request a trade. He can get traded to, I don't know, the Patriots next offseason or somewhere, And you don't think that these guys, because he's 26 years old and he's fucking AJ Brown, that they're going to restructure his contract and give him another $100 million? Like money does not matter to these guys. So all I'm saying is cherish it because they're not lasting forever. You can sit here and you can make the comments and bash my quarterback and say, oh, put Tanner McKee in. Dude, you keep saying that over and over. Eventually he's going to be like, hey, no trade clause. Take it away. I want out. Give him Tanner McKee and let's see what that fucking little kid can do. Fuck these guys. He got his money. He don't need to be here if he doesn't want to be here.
Right.
And all I'm saying is you guys love Jalen Hurts so much, then even when he's doing bad, lift him up. Support him. Cherish him. Don't fucking bash him. Now, granted, I sat up here and I said something negative about him.
Stop comparing him to Carson Wentz, for God's sakes.
Right, that too. But I sit up here and I bash him on his negative play, but I bash him in a point where I want you to get better for me. For me. Because you being better on my field makes it better for me. Because then I win and I get more rings.
Right.
I'm not bashing him mentally. I'm not bashing him physically. I'm not bashing him I'm bashing him on things that is obvious, point blank, straight to the eyeball that I know that he's fucking up and that he can fix. There's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong about being negative about this team. You're not a bandwagon fan if you're negative about this team. No, you're a realist, and you're only negative about the team because you see the negatives. You're calling them out to make sure that they notice them. So maybe that way they can fix them, and then we don't look like shit. It has nothing to do with hate. It has nothing to do with, oh, I don't like this team, or I don't like this player, or I don't like this coach. No, I want my team to win. And right now they just look like ass.
Yeah, they really, really do. You know, it's especially on the offensive side of the ball. We for some reason we have a running back, not Saquon Barkley, who is averaging damn near a first down every time he touches the ball, but yet he's not getting any snaps hardly on offense. I don't understand it at all. It's like we're in this it's Saquon or nobody type of mode, and even Saquon, we've seen it this year. He's human. He can get banged up just like anybody else, and I don't understand it. You know, we traded for AJ Dillon. He fumbles against the Giants when we lost, and we haven't seen him since. He hasn't even been suiting up. I just don't understand it at all. I really don't. It's almost like, and it might sound crazy, but it's almost like Jalen might smell the dookie in the Kevin Patullo play calling so badly that he is sabotaging it on purpose. Not necessarily the run, obviously, but I mean, maybe he's missing throws on purpose because he doesn't want Kevin Patullo around any longer. Who knows? But I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think it's that. I think it's just more of Jalen, just like a lot of the other players, is super.
It's like they're like water and oil, dude.
Yeah,
they're water and oil.
Not mixing. Yep.
No, they're two different perspectives on how they want shit to go, and listen, I'm not going to sit here. Listen, and Big D, you're right. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. You know, the kid has done nothing but win. But the thing is, though, there are certain things you can't do with him. All right. If you are expecting an 80-yard bomb at the end of the game like Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes, you ain't getting it from him. You might get 50 yards, but you ain't getting 80. You know, if you're looking for some of those real long, deep balls consistently all the time, for the most part, they'll get there. But they're not, like I said, they're not always perfect. You know, sometimes they say, wow, that was a nice back shoulder throw. No, he was just short. But Smitty and AJ are just so damn good, they made them look like back shoulder throws. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes our talent makes him look good, and then sometimes he makes them look good. It is a give and take. But there are things that Jalen does very well that other quarterbacks can't do. But I will say this, his arm is not elite. It isn't. It's not. And that's okay. He's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
He makes throws that he's confident in. He doesn't try to push himself beyond his means. He's not Brett Favre. He is not a slinger, a gunslinger. He's not going to put the ball in harm's way. He will win you games by being smart and being better than you. And that's okay. That's all I want the kid to do. Truly. That's all I want him to do. I don't need you to be Eli Manning. I don't need you to be Peyton Manning. I don't need you to be fucking Andrew Luck. I need you to be Jalen Hurts, and I need you to do what you do best, and that's win me fucking games with your legs and your arm and make it look pretty and sometimes interesting because it goes off script. But it just seems like he can't even do that anymore. It's really bad. Like Yeah, the other last week he had a few good runs out of the pocket, but man, he wasn't scrambling before last week. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like you said it earlier, everything's just off. It's just off. I really do feel that his ego is a little bit to do with it, man. I mean, listen, and this isn't even a knock on him, but you got to imagine you're from a fucking small town in Texas. In fact, my wife, I told you, my wife and him lived in the same fucking town. Now she doesn't know him, but they come from that town in Texas, the same fucking town. It's a
That's
very
cool.
small town, you know. Everyone knows everybody there. Well, when you're in a small town like that and then you're taken second in the draft and people kind of overlooked you and they're looking past you and they don't see you coming, and the next thing you know you just take over and you take over fucking Philly of all places, dude. Like, that's not an easy city to overcome. That's not an easy city to just walk in and say I'm here,
Yeah.
and he did it. He just fucking did it, dude. And he didn't even look back. And then not just that, you get the deal of your lifetime and you make Tua look like shit because you outplay the guy that replaced you and everything's coming to life and you get your money, and then guess what? You get signed by Michael fucking Jordan. Holy fuck, if that wouldn't make even my fucking mental state go, I can't get fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
dude, you have reached the pinnacle of sports when you sign with Michael Jordan. If you don't sit there and say, yeah, the kid's got an ego, you're lying to yourself. That would give any human being out there a fucking ego. Not just nobody gets signed with Michael, dog. There is very limited few people, Iverson being one of them.
Well, especially someone who, as young as Jalen Hurts is, it's just it kind of it goes back to
Exactly.
after he made that great throw. I think it was in the Super Bowl, and or it was, I think it was in the Super Bowl, and Jordan Mailata said to him, I love when they doubt you, and he's like, they can't fuck with you, and Jalen just his response was, I know. He's quietly confident. He's got an ego, but he definitely keeps it in check. You could tell, and he hasn't let all the success go to his head. But you kind of touched on a couple of things, and I'm trying to remember one of them, but I know I have one of them in my head.
Yeah, go for it.
In the draft, we as Eagle fans, myself included, I'm sure he was. It's not like he was
Well, dude, I'll tell
welcome.
you straight up, I didn't know who the fuck he was. I had to go look him up.
It's
I
not like,
swear to God,
and even
I
if you
wasn't even
did,
looking at quarterbacks. We just signed Carson
right?
Wentz. Why the fuck would I look at
Exactly.
a quarterback?
And that's where I'm going, is that he wasn't welcome with open arms at all in Philadelphia. Like, not at all. Everyone was like, Jalen Hurts, are you freaking kidding me? Why don't we just take a quarterback in the second round, like you just said, when we
Yeah.
just had signed Carson Wentz? How he knew what he was doing. It's called an insurance policy. It's when, he saw Carson Wentz go down and it was a knee. And a lot of times when you have a quarterback who makes his bread and butter off of making things happen with his legs, extending plays, letting guys get open, things like that, when they have a knee injury, that could change the trajectory of their career. And it sure did for Carson Wentz. And Howie Roseman was absolutely right. Excuse me.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. And listen, Slay, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. It helps us get out there. Slay, and listen, man, that's the thing. I'm not bashing Jalen on that sense at all. I'm not even. That's why I said earlier, for those of you out there who saying start Tanner McKee, you're fucking stupid, because there's no way in hell that guy would do any better than what Jalen's fucking doing. If you think he is, I'm not gonna say it. We'll just put it at that. But what I am gonna say is Jalen needs to play better in a sense, because I believe eventually, like you were saying, he was an insurance policy. Let's ask this question. How long does an insurance policy last? I don't know. Okay.
Right. It depends on the
Now,
terms.
yes. Now, I understand that you can have bad games, as in what Slay's saying. But there is a difference between having a bad game and having a bad game. Bad games for Josh Allen are 300 some yards and 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions, and that's very few of them. But that is a bad game, and literally the guy still took over the game. You know, Lamar Jackson, 200 to 300 yards, maybe 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, maybe a fumble, some really bad passes thrown here and there at the end of the game. The Mark Andrews on 2-point conversions. Yeah, there are some bad plays, but for the most part, Lamar Jackson's he's balling. My whole point to this is this year I've watched my quarterback get 120 yards of passing in a lot of fucking games. And it's not that he lost, it's how he lost and how bad he looked doing it. I get the stats are deceiving. I get he does have really good touchdown to interception ratio, but he looks bad doing it. There is a huge difference between having bad games in Josh Allen and having bad games in Jalen Hurts. Listen, what frustrates me the most about the kid is it is obviously clear, plain, and simple that you can be the best quarterback in the NFL. Can we both agree on that?
Yes.
It is plain, clear, and simple that Jalen Hurts could be the best quarterback in the NFL based off of his 2 Super Bowl appearances. He has it in him to throw 300 yards a game, 3 touchdowns a game. It is there. He's done it twice in 2 Super Bowls. The fact is, you can only get that game from him in Super Bowls. And maybe a game here and there along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, who's
Where
better?
is my 300-yard passer each and every week for 18 fucking weeks? Why can you only do it once a year? Why can you only do it once a year in the biggest game of your life and then maybe once or twice in a regular season? The rest of the year, it's only 120 to 160. And then, yeah, you get 2 touchdowns, but it's still only 160 yards. Bro, that's Tim Tebow numbers. Like, let's be fucking real here. You know what I'm saying? And Tim Tebow was an inspiration in Denver. Like, let's not act like he wasn't. But his career didn't fucking last long. But that is still Tim Tebow numbers. So all I'm saying is I'm confused because I think we all can agree he has everything to be the best. But God damn it, only twice, 3 times a year isn't good enough for me, bro. Where's the other fucking 16 weeks?
I mean, he's gone toe to toe with the best in the Super Bowl, like you said. I mean, and he arguably could have been, if they gave MVPs to a losing player from a losing team, then he probably would have been MVP in both Super Bowls. He really played that well. I mean, yes, he did have the fumble in the first one, but he played lights out down the stretch. But it's kind of like this. It's like, who's better? Jalen Hurts in Super Bowls or Dak Prescott in garbage time?
Wait a minute. Say that again?
Who's better? Jalen Hurts in Super Bowls or Dak Prescott in garbage time?
Oh, you don't want me answering that one. Because my answer is probably going to be even. Truly.
I mean, yeah. Because that's where Dak gets a lot of his stats is in garbage time.
No, but we'll save that for another rainy day. Let's stay on this one.
Okay.
No. In fact, fuck that. This is my show. I'll do what I want. No, here's the thing. You know what's funny about this, man? I can't believe I'm going to say this. If Dak Prescott was a Philadelphia Eagle, these fans would be sucking his dick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even playing, bro. These fans would be up his asshole playing him like a fucking puppet. They'd never shut up about him. Bro, the yards that Dak can give Dallas every week and how he moves the football with A.J. Brown and Smitty, dude, they'd hand him the keys to the fucking city. They only hate him because he wears a fucking star. If he was drafted here and we did exactly what Dallas did with Dak and Elliott, no lie, dude, they'd act like fucking Dak hung the moon the same way they acted that like McNabb hung the fucking moon. I'm not even playing, bro. That Dak is literally McNabb, and if they praise Dak, Dak is better, Dak is better than McNabb in my point of view. When it comes to not the postseason success, I'm talking just regular season. When it comes to yards, when it comes to touchdowns and interceptions, just those numbers alone, Dak is literally McNabb. He will put you up the yards, he will put you up the touchdowns, and they will put up the interception numbers. Like, good odds on touchdown to interception. Only in regular season, they are the same motherfucking person. The only difference is Dak doesn't have Andy Reid to help push him to a championship game to lose. That is the only difference.
The only
Dak
thing I'll
and McNabb
say
are definitely the same.
The only thing I'll say in Donovan's defense in comparison is that, especially this year with Dak, Donovan never had two top-notch receivers like
No, I understand that.
Dak has now, right?
I understand that.
He never had
But the
Lamb. He
fact
never
that-
had a Lamb or a Pickens. Yeah,
No,
he had T.O.
T.O. 1 year.
Right, 1 year.
Yeah.
And that was just
Look what
T.O.
he did with it.
Right.
And look what he did with it. He pissed it
Right.
away.
Yeah. Went to the Super Bowl and then McNabb barfed the win away.
Yeah.
But
But that's what I'm saying, though, man. Dak's not a bad quarterback. He really isn't. And I will sit here and tell you that. Yeah, his postseason success has been ass. I'm not even going to lie. We all know that shit. Motherfucker, every time he gets there, he gets beat by the Niners. That's shitty, by the way.
Packers.
It's not even us doing it to him. It's not even us.
Nope.
That's the sad part. So
It's Green Bay.
So that's my point. But I can't sit here and act like the dude can't play football. I mean, listen, all the kid does is sling the rock, bro. I mean, he looked really good against us that second game. Him and George Pickens alone accounted for 200 fucking yards in that second half. I would love for Jalen to do that every fucking week. I can't even get him to put up fucking 21 points right now. Fuck, 17 points.
But what's the same? What did Dak and Jalen both have at least one season? But Jalen got it done and Dak didn't. What did they share for at least one season? And Jalen had way more success. Yeah, I know that we had Saquon last year. He was a big part of the Super Bowl run. And
Kellen
like
Moore,
that.
you mean?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Exactly.
No. Yeah, I know, but I who was their head coach?
Hey, there you go. There you go. That's where I was going to go with that too. Is that look who Dak has had for his head coach? He had Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy, right? Those are the two coaches that he's had, and now he's got Shoddy.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's
No,
really not that great.
It's really not.
And that's what I'm saying. So what he's done with what he's had to work with, and that's the other thing too. Like, he only had Amari Cooper for 1 year because I'm pretty sure they shipped Amari Cooper out after his freshman or after his rookie season. He had Elliott for at least 4 solid years.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have
What a pretty good offensive line too.
He did, yeah. Well, the offensive line, yes, that was actually his only positive for the first 5 years of his season was his O line. But even his who was the tight end? Oh shit.
For the Cowboys?
Yeah, not the guy that's in Houston now, but the one before him, the legend.
Jason Witten.
He had Witten his rookie season.
Yeah.
And then he lost Witten to retirement because he ended up with that foot injury.
Right.
So, and then they ended up, I don't think, they didn't get CD immediately, right? Or did they?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
He's only been on the Cowboys the last 3 years, I think.
Yeah. So I'm
sure.
saying is he did start out with definitely with Zeke and a good O line, and the run game definitely did help him in the beginning of his career. But I mean, he lost. Like I said, Amari pretty much instantly, and then he ended up losing Witten right after.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had a little bit of rebuild in there, and all Dak has done is still give you the same success that he's given you in the regular season. So I got to give him that credit where the credit's due, man. You know, there is parts to Dak's game that I wish Jalen fucking had. And when it comes to arm strength and not being afraid to put balls in tight windows and to push limits, man, I'm not against a Brett Favre quarterback. There is sometimes I need Jalen to just suck it up and try. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's okay. I would rather you try and fail than not try at all and get nowhere. And right now, I just feel like I love conservativeness, bro. I do. But the fact is, right now, I don't need conservativeness. I need you to be aggressive as fuck, and I need you to go win fucking football games.
The CD is actually, he got drafted in 2020, so he's been in the league for 5 years now.
Yeah, but Dak was 15.
This is his 6th season.
Yeah, but Dak was 15 drafted.
Right.
He was drafted with Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's right. Yeah. He was.
No, that's all I'm saying. No, and D, that's why I said that's taking out the postseason success all in general. Jalen has that switch in his brain and in that mentality. When he gets to the playoffs, he can get to that next level and win games. And that part I do understand. That's the part that Jalen has that Dak doesn't have. And he has proven that.
And Jalen's proven regular season and postseason that he's way more clutch than Dak probably will be. Way more clutch. He comes through in that in the time when we need him. For the most part.
I guess I don't know how really to say this. I'm like I said, I'm not lifting one up or putting one down. You know, I'm literally I'm putting them both on an even playing field here because I'm looking at them both and listen, this season can go a lot of fucking ways. If we lose out, Dallas can steal this from us.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even playing. Now, granted, they gave us some breathing room with their loss. But here's the thing. You can make fun of them all they want. They put up 31 fucking points. I would love to have 31 fucking points in the game. So you can knock them all they want, but at least their offense is still putting up points. I can't even get my offense to put up 21 in the second half. I can't even get 3 points out of them in the second half. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of that, that's the thing that surprised me with going into the Chargers game. The betting line started out as the Eagles favored by 2.5 points, and they have to go they have to come over here to the West Coast and play the Chargers. So that with the Eagles, like you're saying, the offense is struggling, especially the last 4 games. We've only averaging 15.5 points a game. So if we're favored by 2.5 points, or we're favored by 2.5 points to the Chargers, or versus the Chargers, then you're telling me the Chargers are only going to score 13 points? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Even with
Well,
Justin Herbert, I mean, we don't. That's the thing too, is we don't know what Charger team's going to show up. Is it going to be the ass team that we've seen for part of this year, or is it going to see? Are we going to see a team that's put up 8 wins?
bro, that shit
we don't
don't
know.
matter. We're without Jalen Carter. We're without Makumba. We're without fucking Phillips. Like, dude, you're walking into a lion's den already half banged up with bandages all over. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
listen, the Chargers aren't the greatest team in the world, but they're a lot healthier than us. And secondly, they're confident. They at least know what the fuck they're doing, and they at least know what their identity is. And right now, you got fucking Sidney Brown who can't stop a fucking water hole, and he's just drowned, and no one can tackle. Phillips can't stop any. Phillips isn't playing. Carter's not playing. JD can only do so much.
Oh,
What are
Phillips
you going to do?
might play.
Huh?
Phillips might play. He's working his way through concussion protocol.
I hardly doubt he will, man. I really don't. I
And
would be very amazed if he does.
Marcus Epps might get some snaps at safety, though, because like you said, Sidney Brown has been playing. Sidney Brown, to me, is a great special teams player, but safety, he's second string at best. He really is, and that's a stretch.
So all I'm saying is it's going to be tough, dude. I'm pretty sure all they got to do is run the ball. They have a pretty decent running back room. They really do. They have guys that he can throw to, that Herbert can throw to. You know, Keenan Allen isn't Keenan Allen anymore, and but they're all right. They're all right.
Herbert's been pressured the most this year, so
yeah.
If Phillips can play, I expect the Eagles to be able to get some pressure. Man, that's one bright spot on this team this year is Jalix Hunt. That kid has been playing pretty damn good. He really has. I mean, he had that.
Yeah.
He
better than Nolan Smith has played.
Yeah, I don't think Nolan Smith is 100%. I think he's a little banged up too.
Let me ask you this: do you feel that Jalen Carter hurt his money at all this year? As in, like, his overall value?
Yeah, I do.
Because I think he did.
For 2 reasons. For week 1, for spitting on Dak and getting ejected. And for 2, for just not really – he's disappeared in a lot of games this year. He really hasn't He really hasn't played very well for the majority part of this year. So, yeah, I think he has hurt his money.
I'm sorry. I can't pay him big money. I'm sorry. Like, listen, you have shown ability. But like you said, this year, bro, dude, Jordan Davis has played better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been tough on that kid the most because I'm the one that wanted him the most. And I'm telling you right now, my boy came to play this year, and I'm so happy that he proved me wrong. And I told you I was praying to God that he did,
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, the fact that Carter's letting Jordan Davis outplay him, that's fucking sad. Because Carter is by far a way better specimen than he is. Yeah. Football-wise, he's a fucking freak. So that in general, that's just fucking terrible, man. And I'm sorry, man.
Hell,
you come to me and you want $100 million, I might have to sit here and think just a little bit, because I'm not going to just fork out money to every Joe Schmo just because they think they're, the God's gift of the Eagles, bro. We've had so many before you, and we'll have so many after you. Don't think we can't replace you. And I want everyone on this fan base to stop thinking we can't replace people. I can think of plenty of people right now in the NFL who are playing better than A.J. Brown at wide receiver, Puka Nacua being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of a few rookies this year who are playing better than him right now, and they're not bitching that they're not getting the ball. And that will be team players. Okay? I can think of a lot of people, bro.
Like you said earlier, all that matters is the name on your chest. It doesn't matter about the name on the back. We can never get too attached, too married, so to speak, to certain players. You know, like there's so many people that I've talked to are like, "Oh, we can't trade AJ Brown." The fuck we can't. The fuck we
Yeah.
can't. We have Smitty. We can. He's replaceable. You know,
Yes.
AJ is a freak of a. He's freakly-ish athletic. He really is. All AJ's problem is all between the ears. It's all mental with AJ Brown. It's all up here. He's got all the skills you need to be a dominant wide receiver in the NFL. It's just he lacks that mental. I don't know what it is. That fortitude, the toughness, the drive. Because he even came out and said it. Like, even after they won the Super Bowl, he wasn't really that happy. It's like that. If winning the Super Bowl doesn't make you happy, then like you said, trade him to New England. Go pad your stats for the Hall of Fame with Drake May. Go be a number one receiver in New England and see how Mike Vrabel deals with your bullshit.
Well, dude, I'm just
won't.
looking at it. I'm just looking at it like, dude, you got Puka Nuka. He's not AJ Brown, but his fucking stats are making AJ look like shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got McMillan. You got Ibuka, Odunze. You know, you got so many young guys right now. St. Brown from the Lions, you know.
I was just thinking that last night. Could you imagine St. Brown and Smitty on the same team? I mean, that would be
but
amazing.
that's what I'm saying, dude. There's so many dudes come out in this draft that you can replace him with that will be honored to be on this team, that won't bitch about not getting passes. Smitty can easily be a number one. You can get Dotson on the low for cheap, keep him here as a 2 and plug somebody in as 3, and Dotson can easily be your number 2. Don't give me this shit that AJ's expendable. He is expendable, man. And I'm tired of people saying, you know what? They're like, well, we don't want to go back to when we didn't have anyone. We're not going to. You still have plenty of people. Bro, how many wide receivers did we have this offseason before we started? There was a list as long as my fucking arm, and half of them could have played on this team. Like, I'm just so tired of it. You know what? I told you after we won the Super Bowl in 2017, trade Ertz now. If you don't trade Ertz right now, you're going to lose the value of him. And you lost the value of him 2 years later, and you got jack shit for him. Do not make that mistake with AJ. He is 26 years old. He is in the prime of his fucking career. If you know that he is the issue and he is our locker room disturbance and he is not the one keeping the peace, then ship him away and get a first and a third or whatever the fuck you can, or a first and a player. He's going to bring you a first. It's AJ fucking Brown. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get something for him. Get what you can. Do not wait 2 more years until he is nothing left and then get nothing for him. You traded a first, get one back right now. I'm so tired of these games, bro. I don't know why we do them. We are not a fan base who plays favoritism. We are not them people. We are the people who booed at fucking Santa Claus. We were the ones that told Brandon Graham he was a piece of shit. And he's a legend. We're the ones that said Kels was too small, and he's a fucking legend. All I'm saying, dude, is when did we become that soft fan base? Oh, because we fucking win now? Everyone's great? No, fuck that shit, dude. If you play shitty on this fucking field, the field that we cherish and we love and we bleed for and we put our hard-working money into, and you perform like shit on that fucking field that is glorified fucking grass that we as Eagle fans cherish, get the fuck out of my stadium. I don't play this fucking game, man. If you do not want to be here, don't let the good Lord hit you where he fucking splits you, dude. I'm serious. I'm tired of these fucking games. If you're going to be a baby back bitch, go somewhere who doesn't want to win. Go to fucking Cleveland. You'll get your fucking yards. Go to fucking to the Bengals. You'll get them there. But you ain't winning Super Bowls. Have fun getting 2,000 yards receiving and having a 5,000-yard quarterback and no fucking ring and no playoff appearance, because that's all you're going to get. Or you can stay here, shut your mouth, fucking do what you got to do, and keep fucking winning. I don't care how many yards A.J. Brown gets. If he gets 5 Super Bowl rings or 4 Super Bowl rings, you'll be in the Hall of Fame, dog. You don't think Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola is going to be in the Hall of Fame? They fucking will be. They have 5 fucking rings. Yeah, they might not be the greatest, but they'll get there just because of that.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating when you look at the big picture in Philadelphia sports right now, especially with the Eagles. You know, it's kind of like this is really, really starting to feel like 2023 all over again. And if it goes down that path again, like you said earlier, I think Nick Sirianni should be gone. I really do. We don't. If you're gonna keep AJ, then you have to make some changes. You really, really do. Or it's either fire Nick Sirianni, his whole staff, and trade AJ Brown, and then kind of rebuild from there. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out down the stretch. It really, really is.
All I'm saying, man, is I just want people to stop being scared little bitches, dude. All right? Please tell me. And I'm being real here, dude, okay? I can remember back to my childhood, starting at least from Andy Reid on. Okay? We have not missed as head coach. I'm being serious. Even Chip Kelly was doing good his 3 years here. We fired him when he had a winning record. He had 10 wins the year we fired him, or 9 wins, or whatever the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. But we fired him with a winning record. We have always had good coaches since Andy Reid. Always. Even Doug Peterson was right after Chip, and now Nick. I don't know why we sit here and we're so stressed out and worried about fucking coaches and hiring another. Oh, we can't get rid of Nick because his record. Who fucking cares about the guy's record? You can get another coach that can get the same fucking record in another 5 years. All we do is get good coaches. We know what we look for. It's obvious that Howie and Jeffrey has a system in place on how they like to hire coaches, and they're effective with it, and it works. And that's all they've done is proven that. I could give a fuck if we fire Nick. I could give a fuck if we fire KP. I could care less if AJ's traded, because all my ownership and GM has done over the last 10 years is show me that they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, if I'm Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, and I'm going to strongly consider firing Nick Sirianni, I'm going to make it a mandatory thing that my next head coach not only can call plays, but wants to call plays.
Right? No, yeah. And that's why I told you, bro, I don't want a head coach who's too big of a pussy to go down with his own ship. Bro, you won't even sit here and go down with your team.
Right.
You are going to let KP sink you and get you fired. I'm sorry right now. If KP was my best friend and he got me fired, I'm instantly walking up to him after the very last game on the sideline and punching him in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got me fired.
If I got you fired, I would expect you to do the same thing.
I was fine. My job was secure week 1. I was great.
Yeah, right.
And then you came along. And I'd kick him in the nuts so he can't fucking reproduce and bring another shitty OC into this fucking league.
That's the thing, too, is that somebody in the chat, I forget who it was, earlier compared Nick Sirianni to Dan Campbell. That's where you know, Dan Campbell.
At least Dan had the balls to take over his own play calls though and go down with this fucking team.
Thank you. And he's struggled a little bit, but I think he's figured some things out.
Actually,
and
no.
at
Actually,
least
no.
he's got some fucking creativity and some aggressiveness to his play calling. You know? It's like shit. We keep fucking Patullo and these fucking hitch routes, fucking 5-yard hitch routes, and this fucking plain Jane fucking. I've seen high school offenses that run a better system than he does. He's fucking terrible, man. I'm sick of this shit.
And actually, Miss, is that Evelyn? Evelyn, yeah. Just so you know, he can smack him because that means he believed in him. Like he actually whatever. And this is what the crazy thing is too. It is obvious that Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie were in that interview when that interview happened. I wish I was a fly on the wall because I want to know what the fuck KP said to these guys in that room that made him believe that he could do this job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because what was said in that interview and what we're seeing on the field, bro, I guarantee you that's not how Howie had it playing out in his mind. You know what I mean? Or that move never would have been made. Because even whenever Doug Peterson, who won them their very first ever fucking Super Bowl, the very first one we've ever had, they denied him his own OC. Don't give me that shit that, it's his friend. No, dude, Doug didn't even have this ability to do this. And he was the very first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm twisted. Something is not right here. You know, this almost feels like that last year of Doug's. Oh, we got rid of Doug because Doug wanted his own OC, and if I'm not mistaken, he wanted to go with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback moving forward, and Howie and Jeffrey wanted to keep Carson. So we got rid of Doug because we wanted to keep Carson. And then 2 months later, they just dumped Carson anyway. So it obviously wasn't about Carson Wentz. It was about y'all and how you felt. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I understand what people say, but I also understand there's a lot of times I see my coach, my owner, and my GM say one thing and then turn around and do a complete opposite of what they say later on. So I never fall for the bullshit that anyone is safe. No one is safe in this league. The NFL stands for not for long because it isn't for long. If you fucking suck, you will lose your job. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck if you're coming off a Super Bowl or not. The only person that is safe in this league is Andy Reid, is because he is the only head coach in NFL history to win 100 games with 2 different fucking franchises and also have 4 fucking Super Bowls. And he's proven time and time again that he's not the problem. That is the only reason he is the only one ever safe. Everyone else is expendable. And I swear to God, if it's Brian DeBall, I'm going to lose my fucking head. If it is the fucking Dolphins head coach, what's his face? I'm going to lose my fucking head.
Mm-hmm. Mike McDaniel.
If you're going to go that route, dog, you better bring in somebody that I've never fucking heard of and start all over again. You know what I'm saying? In fact, here's one. You better not go that route. I'll take Michael Vick or Deshaun Jackson before you bring those fucking guys
or
in.
Nick Foles. I've heard his name being mentioned too as
Josh McGowan.
Mm-hmm.
Josh McGowan, I think, would be a great OC for this team. Josh McGowan has played on 14 different teams. He's been a head coach. Yeah, it's been a high school team, but it's fucking something. And it helps that he's played in the league for 14 years like Doug Peterson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's people that were saying, oh, bring Doug Peterson as OC. Doug's not going to work underneath Nick Sirianni. He's not going to come back to a franchise that fired him after he won them their first Super Bowl. It's just not going to happen.
Hold on. Let
keep smoking.
Ready? Follow the bouncing ball. So you want to bring back the guy to help the guy get back on track.
Who replaced the guy?
Who replaced the guy that you fired him for?
Yeah, right. No, that's not
If
gonna
I'm
happen.
Doug Peterson, I'm gonna be like, then why the fuck did you fire me?
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, that is the most. If you have a soul, you can't ask a man to do that. I'm sorry, dude. Like, no, even if I hated you the most, I couldn't ask you to, because that would be the biggest slap in the face I've ever seen in my life. And secondly, I would give Doug the biggest props in the world if he actually accepted that. I'd be like, the balls of this man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and secondly, you don't want that, because I promise you, if Doug came back here, Nick would be gone. Like, I'm just saying that
See,
right now.
if I was
Don't
Howie,
don't tell me, oh no, we wouldn't rehire him. Didn't the Raiders rehire their head coach after a 10-year fucking stint for $100 million 10-year contract? And you know who I'm talking about. John Gruden. John Gruden used to be the Raider head coach. He got traded to the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, took the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl, won with them, went retired,
against
was
the
off for
Raiders.
10 years, came back to the Raiders for 10 years, 100 million, only last 4 years and got fired again. Don't tell me head coaches can't come back.
Right. Speaking of that, I wouldn't be surprised if John Gruden is back in the league at some point. Who knows? He may even go back to college.
I don't want him. Don't bring him
No. I don't want him. But
Go ahead.
Let me get something off my mind real quick.
Go for it.
Because we were just talking about head coaches and stuff like that. If I was Howie, I would have went to Jeffrey Lurie this past offseason. Or no, even so before Kellen Moore even got the offer for the New Orleans head coaching position, I would have went to Jeff and I said, I don't care how much they're offering him as a head coach anywhere else. We need to match it, because he's going to be our insurance policy, right? For a head coach. Because if Sirianni shits the bed, which he's starting to once again, just like 2023, that's our insurance policy. And that's a head coach who knows how to call fucking plays. Just saying. And that money doesn't count against our salary cap. That would just have to come out of Jeffrey's pocket, right? And he's a billionaire. He can fucking afford it.
No,
Just
you know,
saying, insurance policies are good to have.
And that's where we agree, you know, because like I said earlier, man, I'm tired of having a glorified cheerleader as a head coach. That is literally what this man is. He sits on the sidelines and he yells his ass off at the refs when they fuck up and do things, but he is not calling plays. Sure, you know, he might sit there and he might talk with KP. He might give suggestions. He might tell him what he sees and shit, but it is clearly he is not the one doing it. Okay? Now, when you were doing your job and you were keeping the outside noise out, when you were doing your job and you were, you know, keeping my locker room together and my team was having fun and they were galvanized as one and they looked good and they were doing great, bro, you can throw your pom-poms in the air, do backflips and let them show your underwear. I don't give a shit, because you know, hey, you're doing your job. You're keeping the outside noise out and everyone's happy. Bro, my team looks terrible. They look pissed. They look worn out. They look like they don't even want to be there to play football. They don't even look like they want to be out on that fucking field playing on Sundays.
Right.
You're not doing your job anymore, man. And that's your only job. I'm not asking you to do anything at all. Bro, I'm not asking you to call defensive plays, call offensive plays. Fuck, dude, I'm not even asking you to call special teams. And you're a special person, but I'm not even asking you to do that. What the fuck's he here for? What the fuck is he here for? And why are we sitting here banging on a table for him? I'm done. I'm fucking done, bro. I'm done with Nick Sirianni. I don't give a fuck that he has a .756 win record. Motherfucker, I got a way better win record than that this year in Mutt. You don't see me bragging. You know, I'm just saying, man, I'm done. I've heard his last speech. I've heard his last presser. Bro, he doesn't ever shut the fuck up. He always says more than he has to. All he does is ramble on and ramble on and ramble
And if
on
I
and
hear him
ramble on.
say, the word evaluate one more fucking time, I might lose my mind. I really might. How much evaluating do we need to do? And at this point, how shitty of an evaluator are you to get us to this point, to have this much talent on this fucking football team and to be struggling the way we are? Your evaluation skills are fucking shit. They really are. And we need to evaluate your ass out of here.
You know why I'm laughing, dude? Because that instantly brought me back to Carson Wentz, bro. All right. I remember when he used to sit up there on the podium after we lose, and he's like, hey, you know, it's all part of God's plan. God is telling you, you fucking suck, sir. Put the football down. That is exact. That just pop. Yeah, Nick, you're really showing us that you're fucking shit, dude. Your evaluation process is fucking trash. Like, what? It is week 14 and you have no identity. How the fuck are you, dude? KP said it best in his interview yesterday. There is 32 of us. We all find it an honor to be coaches in this league. There is only 31 other me's. You know, he said it best himself. It is an honor. Bro, no. If there is 31 other U's, this would be a lot easier. A lot easier. The fact is, you're 32nd of the 31. You're fucking trash, dude, and you're both fucking terrible. Like, I'm not even playing right now, dude. You go up against any of these playoff teams right now, you are getting fucking smacked. You go up against Seattle right now, Seattle will walk all over us. They will. You would lose to the 49ers at the moment. The New York Patriots would bend us over and spank our bottoms right now. You know what I mean? Detroit would mollywop us. Green Bay would fuck us up. We are that dysfunctional right now. There is no life in this team. You better hope to God that we got a huge fucking, like, because we're gonna need one, dude. They need a nice electric shock, because this team's got to wake the fuck up and fast, because if not, they're fucked. And we all see it. We don't want, and see, that's what's irritating. We see it, we just don't want to believe it, because we can't believe it, right? Like, this is a team from last year, the team that just, you know, went 14 wins and swept everyone and made it look easy. And what? You know what I'm saying? It's just something you can't put together. It's something you can't fathom. And I'm telling you, this only happens when your head coach is an asshole. Oh, yeah. His flower speech, man. He needs to do something, man, because guess what? Those roots died. So you better get some fucking miracle, bro.
That flower's whittling. It's wilting. Wilting away. It really is. That the soil has been contaminated. It has.
Fucking SE here. He's like, I got a great win-loss record in Retro Bowl. Doesn't mean I'm a great coach. No shit, dude, right? I feel you, man. I'm just saying,
Retro
dude.
Bowl. I love that game.
Right?
It's like Tecmo Bowl on your phone.
I'm just saying, dude. And let me ask you guys this question. And chat, if you do know one, please inform me, because I will be learning something. Tell me, what head coach doesn't call plays, whether it's defense or offense? I'll wait. Now, granted, you can say Dan Campbell the first fucking 6 weeks, but he has it already. But he only let it go because his OC was doing a really good job before, and he figured, he'd be okay. Anyway. No, but other than the Lions, the first 6 weeks, please tell me what team over the last 7 years has had a head coach who doesn't at least call one side of the ball?
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Any?
Not besides Nick Sirianni.
Now, granted, every coach has an OC or a DC. Like Tomlin is a defensive head coach. He does have a defensive coordinator.
So is Mike Vrabel.
Huh?
Mike Vrabel's a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he has a defensive coordinator.
Right.
But he only holds that title. He does not call the plays of that defense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is Vrabel's defense, that he calls those plays. You can tell he clearly does. But his DC has a part in it. He helps him. He assists him. Same with Tomlin. Belichick was the same way. Why do you think Matt Patricia sucks so bad? Because he never fucking called plays. That was fucking Bill Belichick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Does John Harbaugh call plays?
John Harbaugh calls offense. Yep.
Does he? Yeah.
Yep. Jim Harbaugh is offense.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll is offense.
Yeah. We can go down the list. I mean, yeah. DeMarco Murray, he's a defensive guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't think of one. I mean, even as bad as he is, Mike McDaniel, he's offense. The guy in Minnesota right now, he's offense.
Yep. The guy from Tampa Bay is defense. Tampa Bay's head coach,
yes.
Johnson, I think, or
no,
or fuck, what is his name? I see his face. Todd Bowles. Yes, Todd Bowles, hell of a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
The Bears head coach, OC. He's an OC. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Is everybody?
Kellen Moore, OC. We know that.
No, and he is right here. Most defensive coordinators don't translate well to head coaches. I mean, hell, even Robert Saleh has proven that because he's one hell of a defensive coach. But man, I know it's the fucking Jets.
New York
never mind,
Jets.
never mind,
Exactly.
never mind. But still, he's not wrong. Right? Most of them don't. You do get a few who do train, like Tomlin. You can't say Tomlin is not a good head coach. He is a great head coach, and he's been defense his whole 20 years being there. So I mean,
Belichick was a defensive coach.
Belichick, yeah.
Belichick's a defensive coach. He did pretty damn good.
My question is,
he had Tom Brady, but
the plays, let it be one side only. Why have OCs? I think we have to have OCs, don't we?
I think so.
Even if a head coach calls plays, you have to have an OC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
technically,
because I mean, and even if you are a very confident play caller as a head coach, you want a good staff around you, right? You got to have guys to bounce ideas off of, to go through certain different scenarios, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, you could be a head coach that calls plays and have an OC, but he's also like the passing game coordinator and things like that, or the run game coordinator. He could have, even though he's not necessarily calling plays for you, he can have different avenues where he's working with the offense. So, yeah.
Plus, it's good to have an extra set of eyes on game day watching the same game as you. So while you're calling plays, your OC can actually be visually watching, and he might see something that he's not seeing because he's calling plays. But that's why we went back to Bieniemy earlier with Kansas City. everyone was like, well, Bieniemy, he never, because, man, everyone knows Bieniemy wasn't calling the plays. The
Right.
offense is Andy Reid. He calls the plays.
Mhm.
Bieniemy is the OC, but why would I
Was.
promote a
Yeah.
guy who doesn't call the plays? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I understand, and it's a shitty thing, and should he have had an opportunity? I 100% agree he should have. I mean, 3 Super Bowls tells me otherwise. Hell yeah, I would have given him one. And in fact, I thought we were before we hired Nick. I swear Bieniemy was going to be our next head coach just because of being on the Andy Reid tree. You know what I mean? I didn't know Nick was going to be the guy. I thought it was going to be Bieniemy. But instead, we went with Nick, and Bieniemy. Didn't he go to Washington?
Yeah.
And then he fell off, and he's just
Yes.
gone. Well, it's
that's the thing
obvious.
too, is that like the last couple years, you've kind of seen Kansas City fall off offensively a little bit. And I think that has to do with Andy Reid not really calling the plays as much anymore. It's more Matt Nagy now, and it's just so that's another thing that has me scratching my head with this Eagles team is that we've seen Vic Fangio and how good of a coach he is on the defensive side of the ball. How has he not communicated with Kevin Patullo and like, dude, your offense is fucking predictable as a motherfucker. Like,
it's not his job. It's not his job.
But you think he would communicate something to him and be like, man, you got to change some things up, because if I was coaching against you, it'd be a walk in the fucking park.
I wouldn't. If I was Vic, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and this is why, and I'm just being totally honest with you. I'm not. I respect your opinion on it, but this is why I
it's all good.
One, I'm not the head coach, so it's no stress on my back. And 2, do I really want to start that rift mid-season with my OC? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure he thinks it exactly what you said. I'm sure he thinks it, because we all think it. I mean, I don't even see how Nick can sit here and lie to our faces, because I know he fucking sees it. I mean, bro, if you don't, then you should not be a head coach at all in this fucking league. You need to go back and start all over.
You wonder. Yeah.
It makes me wonder. Yes, it does. But I know he does. It's like, do you even want to just start that rift? I don't think so. Just keep your mouth shut, because his downfall might be your promotion. You know what I mean? And then Vic can say something. And that's why I said earlier, I'm okay. If this all goes south, let Vic just take over for a year or 2. Worst comes the worst, it doesn't work out, and we start all over again. But no, you're right, man. And listen, Bill Belichick, considered the best coach of all time. Didn't he go to the Bengals first or the Browns, and he was ass? Or was it Buffalo? One of the 3, and he was fucking dog shit his first run as head coach. Fucking complete straight shit. And guess what?
The Browns, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an assistant in New York with the Giants, or no, with the Jets.
Browns. Yep. Browns.
Yeah, and then he went to the Browns. Yeah, so
that was his dog shit.
Right.
And now he's the greatest of all time. Yeah, I get it. It doesn't. But this is not that situation. Nick Sirianni is not that guy.
Look what Vrabel did in Tennessee, and look at what he's doing now with a team that was barely winning games last year. They're the fucking number 1 seed in the AFC this year.
Yeah.
So it sometimes it's a change of culture. It's a change of obviously talent around you with your football team, things like that. Yeah. So, it's just I would love to pick Vic Fangio's brain behind closed doors and hear what he really thinks of Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni as both in their respective positions right now. I would love to hear what he would have to say, and it would be off the record, of course, because he would never open up on the record, but off the record, I think he would have a lot to say. Off the record, I should say.
That's something too. I wish. I wish the NFL would stop being such pussified. Like, I wish you would allow my coaches and players to say what they're actually fucking thinking. First and foremost, if KP's the problem, I don't give a fuck if my fucking quarterback or wide receiver puts him on the outs. Secondly, I don't think my owner should care that my fucking player puts him on the outs, because if my player tells you straight up, no, my OC's just fucking ass, that's what's wrong with this team. I understand legally you don't want your guys to say that, because then it makes you as the owner look stupid with your money. But secondly, isn't he saving you fucking money too? Because now we're
True.
not going 18 weeks through this shit. If he comes out and straight up tells you, no, dude, this guy is fucking ass, and publicly puts it out there for everyone to know, and I'm sorry, I fucked up by promoting him. It's my mistake. Let's move on and do something different. First and foremost, props to you for recognizing your mistake, correcting your mistake, and moving on and trying to get better. And secondly, you know, you trying to think how to put this. It's less likely your job comes in jeopardy, because you can do that, and you can rectify your mistakes, and you can move forward. You're not even doing that either. So there is a point to where I feel that this does come to a head. And I'm not even talking in the sense as us, because like I said earlier, Howie already knows, bro. Howie knew what he was doing 2 weeks ago. We all just know the little snidbits of what media give us here and there. And bro, Howie sees these guys every day, 7 days a week, for however long, how many days it is in a season. He lives with them. He probably knows them better than his own wife at times. No lie. And I'm telling you, man, he knows who the bad person is in this locker room. He knows who the problems are. He knows who he can save, and he knows who he has to vanquish. And I'm telling you right now, dude, there was things already in process a long time ago that we don't know, and we'll find out later in the off season. But I'm telling you, bro, if you think 1 minute that everyone is staying, you are wrong. There is going to be some major fucking changes this offseason. Whether that's coaches, whether that's players, whatever.
Yeah.
It could be both. You're right. It could be. But I can tell you right now, this is not at all what Howie saw. This is not at all what we saw. And this is a shame. This team is built way too good for what's going on. There's no reason for any of this, man. And I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure it's over, and I'm okay with it though, bro. Because like even the guys, and I'm so happy tonight that the chat understood where I was coming from, and I'm glad to see there's more people who are tired of this shit than me. Because I really started to feel like I was the only one. Because even last week when we talked, you're like, I'm not there yet, bro. Like, I'm just not there yet. And I'm like, come on, dog. Like we're old enough. We know this. And you're like, no. So it's good to see that I'm not the only one. Everyone's kind of seeing it now too. And I felt so negative for so long, but it's like, dude, it was plain as day. It's plain as day. I don't know how you can miss it.
Yeah. I mean, it's because I'm on the West Coast, you know that. But I work with I work with mostly 49er fans, and they're like, oh, if we have to go to Philly, I don't know if we could do it. I'm like, if you guys came to Philly right now, the way our team is, you guys would smoke us. You guys would absolutely smoke us. And and that's, it's not that I am, completely done with this football team right now or anything like that, or on this season, but it's a matter of, like you said, you see what's in front of you. if you have any kind of sense in your brain, you see things aren't right now, and they're headed in a bad direction. And yeah, I know I'm probably overly optimistic, but that's just who I am. And it's just kind of like I told my wife when Dallas was coming back on the Eagles, even before we played Chicago, I said this might be the worst Eagles team that I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah.
Just how lost they look, how dejected they look. Like you said earlier, they look like they don't even want to be out in the fucking field. I mean, the defense, they look tired. They look taxed. They're not attacking like they were, kind of earlier in the season. They're playing on their heels. They, like I said earlier, they feed off the offense. When the offense isn't doing shit, the defense doesn't have that same energy, and you can fucking see it. You can see it plain as day. And I called it. I said, I was pretty certain that Chicago was going to beat us, and they did. They did it pretty fucking. They almost ran for 300 yards on us. Crazy, absolutely insane. Yards.
Well, and listen, even I sit here and I'm banging on that table for Vic a little bit, just because of his experience and shit. But then again, you make me regret that decision, because I sit here and I know also that you just went out there and you just let fucking George Pickens put up 200 yards on your bitch ass, and then you turn around and you just let DeAndre Swift almost put up 300 on your bitch ass. So do I really want you as a fucking head coach either? Probably not. Even if you did win me a fucking Super Bowl, you're getting walked on. So we might as well just start all over again. If that's going to be the case. I'm done with this back and forth tick and tack game, dude. Find me another Andy Reid. Get me another coach in here that can fucking do his job and doesn't beat around the bush and can last 10 fucking years, and get me fucking coordinators that will last. I am so tired. I get it. You win games, you lose coordinators, but fucking 6 years straight, dude. 6 fucking years straight. You can't keep one fucking guy. That's insane, dude. I've never in my life. The fucking Kansas City Chiefs won 3 fucking Super Bowls, and Spags is still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't lose him. Now, granted, obviously he didn't want to go anywhere, but the fact is no one even paid him enough money to pull him away. Mm-hmm. Really? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like 6 fucking years of a new coordinator over. Can I just get some bloody consistency?
Yeah. I mean,
they all leave because they see how big of a dipshit Nick Sirianni is. Why the fuck do you want to coach a team for a fucking dipshit? And then you got Kellen Moore out here working his ass off to win you a fucking Super Bowl, and he gets all the credit, and we're just waving at Kellen saying, bye, we'll be good without you. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're fucking not.
Yep. And if New Orleans were to be stupid enough to let Kellen go after 1 year, I'd take him as a coach in a second. I would, because at least he can fucking call plays with some consistency. He knows how to utilize weapons on an offense that's loaded. And yeah, I mean you've seen it last year. Not only, I mean, where's like it's like where do the RPOs go? I know there's been speculation that Jalen Hurts says he doesn't want to run the ball as much this year, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to end up like fucking Jackson Dart or like fucking Tua. Maybe he doesn't want to be fucking brain dead and CTE bound.
Dude, he can't even call his career. He can't even call a fucking offense. I would hate to see his QB run concepts. He'd probably kill him.
He probably would.
He'd probably kill him.
Right. Yeah.
between our
Yeah.
run blocking ability right now. And you know what? Everyone wants to bitch about the line, and I get that. But here's the thing. I have never once, and I have been alive for 40 years, I have seen Stoutland since 2010 till now. In fucking 20 years, I've never seen a bad offensive line of Stoutland's. Yeah, we've seen some mediocre ones that because of limited talent, but they weren't fucking bad. Okay.
Right.
This is the first year I've literally seen a terrible Stoutland offensive line. And it's because the way Stoutland schemes and concepts his shit and the way KP's a fucking idiot, they don't mesh. You got one guy trying to literally tell him to do this, and KP's trying to do this, and it's not working. You are literally pissing off everyone good in my franchise for your best friend, and now you got me pissed, and I want you gone.
Because Kellen Moore was smart enough to listen to the wisdom of Jeff Stoutland and know that, okay, we're going to be a run first team, and I'm going to design my offense around your run concept, your run scheme. That's the thing that Kevin Patullo is like you said earlier, like early on in this podcast. How the fuck does he not learn anything from Kellen Moore, from Shane Steichen, from these guys that he's worked under before? It's like his pride is too thick. He's too thick-headed to swallow that pride and to learn from those guys instead of be like, no, I'm going to do shit my way, whether it's or not, and I'm going to keep bashing my head into the ground and fucking watch this team fucking sink like a ship with 15 holes in it.
The fact that you're willing to do this after watching and being here for Brian Johnson, I'm good, bro. I am good. Like, no lie, dude. We all were pretty disgusted in 2023. I mean,
that starting to taste the same way.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty ugly season, and it started out good, 10-1, not bad, but it really fell off very quickly after the Niners game. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'm going to leave you with this because it is 2:35 in the morning. Jesus Christ. This is awesome, though. It's been a great stream. I appreciate everyone, and the 8's still in here. Do you remember Brian DeBall's first year in the NFL?
Yes.
Or as a head coach for the Giants in 2021, I think it was. I want to say. It was either 2020 or 2021. He got coach of the year going 9-7 because he ended up beating a 12-4 Minnesota Vikings team. Do you remember that?
2022. Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was, I told you from the get, that was the worst 12-4 team I've ever seen in my life. They had like 8 wins that were only like 1 point to 3 points. Okay. They everything was a nail scratcher, a bite. They had to earn everything that they got. Everything. We are that 12-4 team. Even if we do get to the playoffs, we are that 12-4 team. And that's the easiest way that I can say it. It's very fake.
I know
at
what
least
you're saying.
in my point of view, the way that I see it, and we've talked about it enough tonight. And I just at this point, bro, of the season, I honestly can't wait till it's over so we ain't got to talk about it anymore because this is really starting to feel shitty.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like I'm wore out. It's the same shit every week. It's the same stupid bullshit. It's the same stupid concepts, the same stupid schemes. I'm getting stupider just talking about how stupid it is. See, I just said stupider and it ain't even a fucking word. Oh,
Definitely. Yeah, it's eating at our brains at this point. It's melting our brains away. Yeah.
dude, I would
Yeah.
love to make his money and just be the coach, the OC. I know I can do better, and this dude is. That's what makes me sick. I know I can do better than him, and he's out there making that fucking money.
Mhm.
That's what's terrible. I know there is a lot of fans out there who can do better than him, that are literally just scratching and clawing to make it week to week, and he's out there making that money.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
shit, I could call better plays, and I'll do it for like $60, $70 an hour. You don't even have to pay me as much as you're paying him.
Bro, pay me $500,000 for the year, and I'll do it.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah,
ain't even got to touch a million. I won't even oversell myself.
right?
I'll go from the bottom and work my way up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'll climb the
yeah,
ladder. I'll prove it first. You
yeah,
start out at 5 and we'll go
yeah.
from there. But I'm
Shit,
telling you, bro, like
give me
this is
250.
bullshit.
Give me 250 grand a year. I'm in.
Right, dude? Like this is some bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
But
I
I would
guarantee
have
you, I
rather
can
I would have
fucking draw
rather
it up
paid Kellen
better.
Moore $10 million to stay here.
That's what I'm
Fuck you,
saying.
Nick. Even if Nick was only making 6, bro, he's the reason you're not. That's why he's getting 10. Just be happy you're getting 6 and not 3 because you're only half as good as him. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I'm so done, bro.
Or just be like, give him 4, and then make it under the table deal with him, and be like, I'll give you 6 million that nobody else knows about.
No shit.
Right?
Mm,
Because yeah,
mm.
yes, Kellen Moore hasn't done much this year in New Orleans, but look what he's working with. I mean, Rattler as his quarterback. I mean, he
He
does
has no team. No
right,
fucking team.
exactly. No fucking
He's
team,
playing with a
exactly.
bunch of misfits, dude. Yeah,
He's on
that's
a
Misfit Island over there. It's a fucking
as much as Howie freaking fleeced the Saints. I'm surprised that Kellen Moore even went that direction. I really am still surprised by that, because why would you want to go to a team that has hardly any talent and then work for a shitty ass front office like they have? I just don't get it. I don't. I know he wanted the experience, but holy
I
crap!
want to tell you something. So me and Forrest were sitting here the other day, and we
Yeah,
were just looking through some stuff, and I don't know how we got on the Saints, right? But we
yeah.
did. Do you know the Saints haven't drafted a quarterback in 30 fucking years?
No way.
Drew Brees was not drafted by the Saints. He was
That's
traded.
right. He was the Chargers. Yeah.
They have not drafted a
Did you look
quarterback
that
since
up? Really?
they have not drafted a quarterback since Archie Manning.
No way.
I swear to fucking God. They have a few fifth rounders in there, you know, like
Yeah.
your Radlers, your Spencer Radlers
Right.
and shit. They have not drafted a first round quarterback in 30 fucking years, bro. Archie
Wow.
Manning was the last first round pick. They traded for Drew Brees from the Chargers.
It's Archie Manning. You're talking about Manning's is
Peyton
Eli Manning's
Manning's
dad.
father, his
That's way
dad.
more than 30 years ago.
Bro, it was
He was like in this.
1980. It was 1986, I want to say.
Oh, I thought he played in like the 70s.
No, it was like 1986.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I want to say, I don't know the exact date, but yeah,
Yeah.
Archie Manning was the very last quarterback they took in the first round. I'm not even playing.
No, he was drafted in 71.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That is the last time they took a quarterback in the first round.
That's like that's what 50 years,
And you wonder why the Saints suck?
50 almost 55 years. Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. Drew Brees was acquired by trade. They didn't draft him.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They haven't drafted a quarterback since Archie.
Wow.
That's I've never Dude, you got a franchise out here who won a Super Bowl in the last 20 years, who's never drafted a quarterback since Archie Manning, but you got a fucking franchise out here that's literally drafted quarterback after quarterback for 30 fucking years and can't even get to a playoff game. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. No, I thought you would love to know that. That
That is an
is
insane stat.
I've never heard of a team ever not drafting a quarterback till the Saints. I've never that's insane.
That is.
Insane.
That, that's literally that's literally 50, almost 55 years.
Yeah.
That's like half of a century.
Mhm.
That's nuts. I thought, well, because I know they had
It
drafted other
changes this
quarterbacks, like you
offseason, by the
said.
way. It will
Yeah,
change this offseason. They have to take one first round. They have to, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
yeah. Unless they could trade for one, but which they probably will, and they probably still won't draft one.
It's Jalen Hurts.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No, it'll be Tanner McKee.
Yeah, I probably will be.
Tanner McKee becomes the new Drew Brees.
Oh shit. Oh,
No,
boy.
I 100% agree with you, Miss Adeline. Kellen was definitely had enough of Nick. Bro, how can you sit there and talk shit to fans when you're not the one calling plays? If I was Kellen Moore walking behind him, I'd be like, I did it. Me, like I
Like
don't
you
know,
said,
man.
like you said, just an overglorified cheerleader.
Yeah,
That includes arguing with the fans.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, listen, man, I really enjoyed this. I really
Me
love
too.
doing this, and like I said, Thanksgiving threw it off a little bit, but we were back, and
Yep.
had a couple new people in the chat this evening, so I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe to both channels. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and it's been fun. Hopefully, my Eagles, will win this weekend. And by the way, if they win, my mindset does not change because it's how you win, not just win.
Mhm.
If you come out here and you beat them 42-7, we'll talk next week, okay?
Mhm.
But you come out here and you win 13-10, and you barely scrape by, and you tried everything, and you had to scrape way down deep into the book to get it. No, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yep.
it definitely is on how you win. So
Eagles fans, I know that we are, we're struggling right now and things look bleak, but you never know. It could possibly turn around. It probably won't, especially if some big changes aren't made, but don't let that affect your loyalty. Like I always say, stay mean, stay green, and it doesn't matter if you hear the cheers or the boos. It's got to come from your heart no matter what. So let it be known. Keep it real, absolutely, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank everybody who chimed in on the chat tonight, and until next time, like I always say, keep it fuego.
sorry, I'm laughing because I instantly was just hearing Nick and their voices in my head saying, "We're going to implement our new run game this week."
Oh God, there we
What
go
the
with that.
what the fuck does that mean?
I
Wait a
hope that
minute. Are
means
you are you oh, here goes another hour rant. Are you fucking are you fucking telling me you waited till week 14 to implement a new run game? What the fuck kind of bro, what why would you
that would
put
be
in
the
week
ultimate. If that works, that would be the ultimate like playing possum. That'd be some bullshit right there, definitely.
bro,
Like you
first and
said,
foremost, why would you even publicly say that?
right?
That
Yeah,
that that Bro, you don't wait till week 14 to implement a new run game. What the
fuck
fuck are
no,
you talking about?
nope,
I,
nope.
I I just had to put that out there before we leave because I found that funny when he said that. I was like, that right there should get you fired. Truly. Because what do you mean you're implementing a new run game? Why now? Like, what? Why didn't you do this week 5, week 3, week 7? Why did it take you to week 12 to do this shit? What are we
Right.
talking about here? So I just had to throw that, and that's why I laughed, because you said something that made it instantly hit me, and I was like, yeah, this isn't going to go well, because if you're implementing new run plays, you're at the bottom of the barrel, dog. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
You're grasping for straws at this point.
Yes, absolutely.
So I just had to put that out there real quick. Sorry.
No, you're good, dude. You're
So
good.
anyway, y'all have a great evening, and yeah, hopefully our Eagles. Wait, we play Monday night still, or no?
Yeah, Monday
Did
night.
they move it,
Yeah.
or
No, it's Monday night. Yeah.
okay? So hopefully our Eagles win Monday night. Because if not, I hardly doubt we'll get any more primetime games. Not looking like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, until next time, guys. Much love and respect. Thank you all for watching, and peace.